marketing, and we're always looking for good small clips that we can put on the site. If you think you're really talented, you should ask us to do a write-up on you and put it out in our newsletter. And then you should try to network with other people around the world. We have people working together in Ireland, in England, in the US that have never met each other. So, you know, this, I can't state enough how important the sort of networking, international networking that's available today is tremendous. Actually getting money, if you're trying to get it locally, I'm obviously not the one that can advise you on that. You have to speak to other people sometimes, and sometimes if you really think you're good and you've got something to offer, you have to try to get somebody to sponsor you. And as someone said in a session I was in, you might have to go and ask your aunt and your uncle and your grandfather, because oftentimes financial institutions, they want some sort of a guarantee and a track record. And of course, for you to get off the ground, you don't have that yet. And so that's where the problem comes in, and that's why we recommend doing some work for hire to generate some revenue while you're trying to get yourself off the ground. They post their talent, their resume, etc. on there. The YouTube, any of these places, if you've got any small production and you put it out there, all of the networking capabilities that are available, I fully recommend it. Now studios go to the network and look. If they want a specific skill set, they don't care where in the world you are. If you have a specific skill set, they'll reach in for you. Even they either take you there or they give you the work to do where you are. So we've got to get away from the sort of old-fashioned sending out pieces of paper. It's all happening electronically in real time. And I think that that's what, I mean, in this business, people need to get comfortable with. Okay. It's critically important. Like if you look at the India experience, as an example, all of those studios, they hired the entire Philippines when they started, because the Philippines have a lot of experience. So all those people from the Philippines were brought into those studios. A lot of people from Canada, a lot of people from the US. There must have been 1,000 minimum jobs created for outsiders coming into India. When we were going to do this deal in Trinidad, we were going to put about five or eight people from Canada into the studio in Trinidad. So again, talent from here can be moved the same way. It's moving around like this. Jordan, when we did the Pink Panther in Jordan, again, the whole of the Philippines. In fact, because the whole of the Philippines moved into Jordan to do the Pink Panther, now the Philippine guy talked them into opening a studio in the Philippines. So instead of opening their satellite studio somewhere else, they've opened it in the Philippines. I mean, it's a great world. It's a very global, small global economy. Okay. We don't sit in one country in this business.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
And then we try to get some work put in. For example, the Princess and the Frog was done. It's the first time Disney feature film outsourced for a feature. They outsourced a lot on the DVD side and the TV side. And one Brazilian studio got it, one Florida, one Canadian. That Brazilian studio was only about 2 years old. 2 years old with the highest quality. Wow. In fact, Brazil, I can't tell you the quality that comes out of that place is unbelievable. So it didn't take them 8 or 9 years. It took them 2 years. And their studios are doing very well. Wherever they go in the world, the doors are open to them because of the quality. But they started out doing an outsourced job for Disney. Now we approach them with a co-production job. But you know, the other issue you have with the small studios, and we were talking about this last night, you have to have a frontman. You have to have a spokesperson that's going to go out and talk to the varying people overseas. And be able to bring the productions in and give that level of comfort that it's going to be done.
So what happens with Brazil?
Well, Brazil, I was thinking of Brazil because the one guy in Brazil is not good at that. And we need to get him to get a front man. That's what struck me, because we took him another project, but he is a great quality animator, but he's not the best business guy. And so you say to him, here, I've got this opportunity, and he looks at the fellow from France or wherever and says, oh, I'm not sure I can do it. Well, we don't want him to say that. We want him to say, yes, we can do it. Okay? And then we'll figure out how to do it. So we're standing there, what do you mean? So, no, that's what prompted me to make the statement. The other guy, very sophisticated.
But we already on the third co-production between Canada and Brazil.
been created since we've been active in Brazil. And we started in Brazil the same as here. But it's just that for whatever reason, they're off the mark very, very fast. So there's no reason that you can't play in that. Now, if you only do local content, you have to understand the market is smaller.
Like, again, back to that, you don't want to go and play into the cheapest one.
No.
Because then you lose.
We're the same. We're not the cheapest product, by the way. I'm very proud of it.